can really apply to anybody, no matter, what level they are, what they're wanting to accomplish. But this is basically what, you could do over, say, the next 90 days to really jumpstart your business and get everything moving the way that you want your business to move. But one of the things that happens, and I know we've got probably all different levels on here, is when you start building a team, a lot of times what happens is we get into management mode. We start focusing so much on our teams that we forget about our personal business. So I know that when I first started Plexus, I always had over 2,000 PV. I always had super high PV. And it seemed like once I got to Emerald, it started going down a little bit. And then I realized I wasn't as working hard myself at recruiting new customers and bringing in new ambassadors as I was trying to help my team. And if any of you have ever done anything with Leslie Zam, one of Leslie Zann's quotes is, the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. And I love that. If I'm not personally sponsoring ambassadors, my team's not going to personally sponsor ambassadors. So you always need to be doing the activities that you want your team to do, that you expect your team to do. So I'm just going to give you, I've got 7 tips here that will really help you kind of jumpstart and get your business going, rather you're trying to get to Emerald by July, or you're just trying to get to Silver and you're brand new and you're just getting your business started. But number 1 is going to kind of sound like a biggie, but it's doable, and I'm going to tell you how. Try to personally sponsor and recruit 10 new ambassadors yourself over the next 90 days. Now, I know you're thinking, holy moly, 10 new ambassadors, that is a lot. I will tell you, I had a lot of girls do that their first couple of months with me because they were on fire. They were excited. Some of them were reaching out to markets that had never heard of Plexus. Your passion and excitement is what's going to do it, not your knowledge. And I'm sure a lot of you have said, well, when I lose 10 pounds, I'll share about Plexus. Or when I learn all the ingredients and all the products, I'll share about Plexus. As you said, I've been doing this 3.5 years. I had a new ambassador message me the other day, said, Sonya, I need to know all the ingredients in Slim. I figured you'd know off the top of your head. I'm like, no. I go to my website and I go to the label and I screenshot it if somebody needs it. I've got enough knowledge in my brain. I don't need to memorize all the ingredients when I can go right to my website and see them. And even if somebody said, Sonya, what is, and I probably should know this. Somebody said, now what's the retail, the preferred, and the wholesale pricing for the triplex? I don't know that off the top of my head either. I don't need to know that off the top of my head. But I had a catalog on my desk and I looked at it and got it. So don't think that you need to know everything, because you don't need to know everything. And when somebody asks you about Plexus, and if they said, well, what are the ingredients in Slim? To be honest, they don't care what the ingredients are in Slim. What they want to know is Slim going to help them. So what you always need to do, and this is going to help you get these 10 level 1s, you need to ask people questions. Don't puke Plexus on them. Find out, do they need it for financial reasons? Do they need the products for weight loss? Do they need to get their health under control? When you ask questions and people open up to you, you're going to be able to better help them. So that is very, very important. So number 1 is try to personally recruit 10 new level 1 ambassadors over the next 90 days. Now, number 2, are you focused on managing your team, or are you focused on personal activity? And I'm going to tell you a little something that my business coach with Plexus went over with me today. Say you have got 20 hours to work your business a week. Now, I know if you've got a full-time job, you don't have that many, but we're just going to say 20 hours. 50% of that, 10 hours, you should be working on new business for yourself. That is reaching out to new people, to following up, keeping your funnel full. If you've only got 10 people you're talking to, and then they all either say no, they sign up, or they become customers, then your funnel's empty. You've got to constantly be meeting and talking to new people to keep people in that funnel. So you always have people that you're working with. So 50% of your time you're working on yourself, on your business. That would be 10 hours if you were doing about 20 hours a week. 30% of the time you need to be working with the new ambassadors that are maybe in your first 2 or 3 levels that have joined within the last 6 months. You really want to make sure you work with these people. You don't want to just sign them up and then just send them an email, hey, welcome to the team, and then leave them hanging. You've got to work with these people and help them. Now, I'm a go-getter. When my sponsor signed me up, I think I asked her one question. I took off. I started watching Sonya Dudley on YouTube. I'm a total self-taught driven person. That's how I am. Other people need their hands held a little bit more. So kind of, figure out what your team needs. And I tell them, I say, look, I didn't, need somebody breathing down my throat. I'm not going to breathe down yours. But if you need me, you've got my phone number. You text me, you call me at any time, and I'm here for you. And so they know that. So you just kind of have to feel out the person and see how you need to work with them. So then the last 20% would be the few. The few are those ambassadors that said, hey, I'm going to be Emerald by July 31st. I need your help. I'm going to make this. I want to retire my husband. I want to quit my job. I want to pay off my debt. Those ambassadors that have told you, I'm willing to work for this and I'm going to make it happen, that's where your other 20% needs to go. Now, the problem is that we have those people that we know are struggling, that we know need the business. But if somebody does not want it for themselves, no matter how bad we want it for them, we can't make it happen. So sadly, sometimes we kind of have to let people go. We say, like, love them where they're at. That's one of the things that, I like to say. You don't just, mark them off the list. I've got somebody right now that is doing amazing, that's pushing for gold. But when she signed up, she did nothing for 6 months. She actually didn't think she wanted to work the business. She turned off her auto qualification. About 3 months ago, she said, Sonya, I've been watching you. I'm ready to do this business. And holy moly, she has signed like 10 people personally in the last 60 days, and she's pushing for gold by the end of this month. And for 6 months, she did absolutely nothing. So sometimes people are going to jump back in. You just kind of have to keep your eye on them and be ready to help them, if they're ready to come back. So basically, 20% is 50% is working on you, 30% is working on the new, and 20% of your time is spent working with the few. And if you do that, you're going to grow, you're going to train your new ambassadors, and you're going to continue to work and love on those that are on your team that are wanting to make things happen. So just make sure that that's where you keep your focus, and that'll make a big difference. Now, number 3, if your level ones were to duplicate your personal activity over the past 3 months, would there be rank advancement on your team? And that kind of goes back to my quote, the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Over the last few months, I know a lot of people have lost rank. Some people felt discouraged because for a while there, those of you that, for a while there, we were having, I would have like 15 gold promotions every month. And then we kind of, have slacked off. But it's, kind of a hard thing to say, but look at yourself in the mirror. If you are not doing it, your team is not going to do it. So make sure that you are doing the activities that you expect from your team. And then number 4, are you filling your calendar with appointments, with meetings, with 3-ways, with personal activity? I try to have a team lunch. Well, I do have a team lunch once a month with my local team members. I go to lunch about once a week with my strongest leg, who is my Sapphire that lives right down the road and also happens to be my best friend. So we go to lunch, and then we post on Facebook that we're at lunch, and then we're, going through our teams and seeing what we need to do and who we need to help. And then, she lets me know if there's somebody I need to reach out to and vice versa. So, make sure that you interact with your team as much as possible. But that really, really does make a big difference. Those 3-way calls are big. What we're doing now, I love the 3-way Zooms. I don't like to just talk to somebody on the phone, but I will send somebody a Zoom link, and I'll have, one of my level ones, their prospect and me, and I can sit here and we can chat and we can look at each other in the eyes. I love doing 3-way Zooms, and I think that that's a very effective way to do it. And obviously all of you have a Zoom account, and you can get a free Zoom for, I think, 30 minutes without having to pay anything. So any of you can go in and set up a Zoom link and set up a 3-way call. And if you're doing it with one of your leaders like me, and we've got, the account, we can even set the link up if you want us to. But the 3-way Zooms, I think, are great. Corporate events, we've got the opportunity for lifetime meetings that are come up. I'm not sure if there's any in your area. But I really stress to my team to host events, to get to events. Those little sip and sees, you may only have 3 people show up, but guess what? One of those could be a diamond in the making. You never know. You never cancel an event. Even if you have one person say they're coming to your house, that one person could be somebody who you could help, whose lives you could change, and they might just take off and run with the business. You absolutely do not know. So never cancel an online event or a sip and see or anything if you think, there's only one person coming, because you just don't know what a difference you could make for that person in their life. Number 5 is, what are 3 things you are willing to sacrifice for the next 6 months to get to Maui? Now, I personally was not much of a TV watcher. I know a lot of people are. But you've really got to utilize your time the best you can. You know, if you have kids that are involved in sports, mix your pink drink up sitting on the sidelines, especially if you've got a morning game. You know, my hair's fixed tonight. You guys are lucky. If it was my team, I'd be in a baseball cap. I fixed my hair for you guys today. But, you know, I have Plexus baseball caps are something I wear all the time. You know, Plexus t-shirt. Friend these new moms and dads that you meet at, you know, ball practice or dance or anything like that. Because if you are posting consistently, you've got Plexus as your employer, they're going to see Plexus without you having to mention Plexus, and most likely it's eventually going to come up in conversation. So if you're not comfortable bringing it up to people at first, friend them on Facebook, make sure you stay consistent, they're going to see it. So that's another good way to do it. So as far as, you know, what you're willing to sacrifice, you know, if you say that there is Super Saturday, I'm going to go back to that, and you said, oh, but my little boy's got a soccer game and I can't miss it. I mean, I've got 2 kids. I love them with all my heart. Your little boy's not going to remember if you miss one soccer game, but something you hear at Super Saturday could absolutely change your family's financial future forever. So get to corporate events. So get to any events or trainings you have locally. They make a huge difference. They build belief. They build your excitement. And when you hear people actually saying testimonials, I mean, granted, most of them are not compliant, but when you're sitting there and you hear somebody say how much Plexus has helped their health, how many prescription medications they've gotten off of, you know, how they've paid down all of their college debt. I mean, it makes you see what a difference you're making in people's lives, and you should be very, very, very proud to share and to be a Plexus ambassador. Now, the number 6, believe you can do this. Self-development is key. I've got them down on the floor. I just ordered, hang on, let me grab a new book I just got. They talked about this at our Super Saturday, what to say when you talk to yourself. I haven't started this yet. This is on my next read list. I've ordered 5 of those. They're $5 on Amazon Prime. At Super Saturday, I pulled up my phone, went to Amazon Prime app, and boom, ordered 5 of them so I could use them for giveaways for my team. John Maxwell, The Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, that's amazing. So if you feel like you're not really a leader yet, take some time and invest in yourself. Now, if you're not a reader, a lot of times you can find some of they don't always stay on YouTube because somebody from copyright will come and jerk them down. But if you catch them at just the right time, I actually watched or listened to the whole the leadership, what did I just say it was, Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. I listened to that 3 days in a row while I was doing cardio. It was quite a few hours because I just did not have the, the time to actually sit down and read it. There were too many distractions, but I could put headphones on and listen to it. So even if you have to do it by audiobook, these make a difference, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to stay positive. You're always going to have people be negative. You're always going to have people say, oh, you're never going to earn that trip to Hawaii. You're going to have people say, you really believe in that pink stuff. I know so-and-so that tried it and gained 10 pounds. I mean, people are always going to be negative. You have to believe in it enough that it goes in one ear and out the other. And that's exactly what I do. I just let them speak with their piece. And I'm like, okay, so don't ever fight with anybody. Either they believe or they don't. And, we know what we've got and it's incredible. And then number 7 is relationships. You want to make sure that you've got a good relationship with your level 1s and your runners. I'm very much, I don't know if you can tell, I'm a talker. I'm a people person. I pretty much get along with anyone. Make sure that your team knows they can reach out to you. I mean, I get messages 10 o'clock at night, Sonya, I'm so sorry to bother you, but I know you can help me. I'm happy to do that. You don't ever want to make somebody feel bad for reaching out to you for help, because if my team needs me, I want them to know I'm here, whether they're my level 1 or they're my level 9. They know if they're in a crisis situation and they need my help, even if I've never met them, that they can come to me. So it's very important that you have a good relationship with your team. That's also going to reduce your rate of attrition. If people really like you and respect you, they're not going to want to quit because they're not going to want to let you down either. And so it's kind of like a child and a parent. You don't want to let your parents down. You've got a good relationship with these people. They're not going to want to let you down. So the stronger the relationship is with your team, the stronger your team is going to be overall. So I think that that really, really makes a big difference. But those 7 tips are really kind of the best things I have. Kind of number 8 that's not on my list, and I know that this is something you all know, consistency. You have to be consistent with taking your products. You have to be consistent with logging in on your back office. I can't tell you how many times somebody will say, I haven't been in my back office in a few months and I don't remember how to log in. And I look and they've got 400 PV and I'm like, well, what do you mean you don't know how to log in? So just consistency with posting on Facebook. Make sure that your Facebook wall does not look like a Plexus advertisement. You want to make sure that you've got personal posts on there, post of your pets, motivational posts of Plexus. And I'm in the gym a lot. I will do a pink drink and move, and I'll have a picture of my Plexus Slim on the front of the treadmill or the Stairmaster. And the shareables in your back office are the most underutilized tool I believe that we have. Those shareables are amazing. If it's 10 o'clock at night and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I haven't done a Plexus post, what am I going to do? Log in on your phone, go to the tools, go to those shareables, click one of those shareables, put in a couple of sentences, and wham. Those are so effective and so good and so full of information. I absolutely love the shareables, but even just scrolling through Facebook, a lot of people aren't taking advantage of these. Mm-hmm. And with the shareables too, they're 100% compliant. You're not going to get in any trouble for doing that. That's what you need to post. Those and those compliant approved before and after pictures are fabulous. People want to see before and afters. So make sure I probably only post 2 or 3 before and afters a week, because if I posted one every single day, people would get tired of seeing it. But by doing it occasionally, it really makes it kind of jump out and grab people's attention too. Yeah. So, but that's my big things.
Wow.
And I'm from Alabama. I'm used to getting it out there and talking fast. So I hope I didn't lose y'all in there.
You just got it done. I recorded it, so it's all good.
Oh, great. I saw the recording pop up. I'm like, okay, good.
No, because I started taking notes, and because I was worried I was not going to get it all, and I was like, oh, I'm recording it. What am I doing?
That's funny.
So how do you build belief in yourself? When I don't think you probably ever had that moment of fear, because you seem very, very confident. But if you've ever trained somebody that has fear, or those days when you do need to build yourself up, how do you do that?
Really, I actually have somebody on my team right now that I love dearly, and she's had people tell her whole life she couldn't do stuff, and it's a struggle, to build her up. You just kind of have to have a switch go off in your head and say, I'm going to do this, not, I hope this is going to happen. I am going to happen, or I am going to make this happen. I know that this is recorded and all this is good, but I can say my ex-husband hated Plexus. He was anti-Plexus. The more successful I got, the more negative he got. Actually had to have my attorney go after him because he was posting negative stuff about me and Plexus on the internet. I mean, I've had so much negativity that people would not believe, but nobody sees that. I mean, I keep everything 100% totally positive, because I know that this business is amazing. I got a message the other day, and I wish I could share it with you. A girl won a little giveaway on my team page, and then she won some sample packs and catalogs. I mailed them to her with a little handwritten note, and she sent me a message back, and she said, thank you so much. Plexus has saved my family. You have no idea. And I just started crying. I'm like, this saved her family. Yeah. Because they were in such a financial rut, and just that extra $300 or $400 a month saved her family.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's so true.
It is. You just never know. So you just really have to just kind of bite the bullet and say, hey, I don't care what you think about this. I know I'm going to be a success, and I'm going to make this happen. And that's pretty much just what you have to do. Some people can't do that. Some people just let the negativity keep coming at them. But what I say is find a couple of positive role models, other positive people, and really kind of link arms with them, and stay closely connected to them.
Right.
And if you have personal issues, like if I was upset about Plexus and something was happening, even though Robin is my best friend and a Sapphire, she's my level 1, I would never call Robin and say, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe what happened, so-and-so quit. Even though she's my very best friend, she's still on my team. I have to be positive for her. I would go to Haley DeJock, who is my next diamond upline, who I'm good friends with. If I'm going to be negative, you always go up. You never go down. So if you have an issue, go up, no matter how close that person is. It might be your level 1 or level 2. Because if I make Robin negative, then she might have been all happy. Then, boom, she sunk down a level. And then she might go to Julie, her emerald, and say, you're not going to believe what happened to Sonya. Boom. She took her down a level. And next thing you know, everybody's all sad. So if you have issues, always go up. I kind of went all over the place with that.
Was some really good points. Okay, I won't keep you much longer because I know you got to look after those boys in the tub.
Oh, you're fine. Oh, they're out now. So
okay. I give my team perspective from what I see as a sapphire and how blessed we are, but from your perspective as a diamond, what is your vision for where we're going? What life as a diamond is like? Can you inspire them as far as that? The vision of what's ahead for them.
Yes. I mean, I'm telling you guys, just, stick with it and believe you can do this. I mean, when I started, I think my original goal was if I could just make $3,000 or $4,000 a month. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys have seen my Diamond documentary, but as a fitness instructor, we can only make so much money. We can only teach and train so many hours a day. There was no paid vacation. And I actually did go 20 years without taking a full week off work, because if I wasn't teaching and training, I wasn't collecting a paycheck. Nice. And so the fact that I have traveled more in the last 3.5 years than I did in the 41 years prior to that combined. I mean, it has just been absolutely amazing, the things that I have been able to do just because of this little pink drink and my belief in it. Now, I will tell you this, kind of going, way back when, those people that haven't jumped on board yet, I was seeing Plexus pop up in my news feed, paid zero attention to it whatsoever. One of my longtime boot campers, she had Crohn's disease, a lot of other health issues. She worked out with me at 6 a.m. Sometimes she would have to sit down at boot camp. She was too tired to even do it. Her weight had not budged in months. I weighed them every Monday. So then we started the new segment. I weighed her. She was down a pound. I'm like, The next week, she was down another pound. The next week, she was down another pound. And I looked at her and I said, are you drinking that pink stuff? And she's like, oh, my goodness, yes, I am. If it had not been for me seeing her results and the difference, I might not be sitting here right now.
Wow.
So I'm just telling you, you've got to really keep it in front of people, because, I had people, oh, Sonya, you're a fitness person. This would be great. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I blew people off on it. And until I saw her doing it, now here's another little kicker. I looked at her and said, she's now an emerald though. I looked at her and said, are you selling this? Can I get a sample from you? And she said, I'm trying to decide. I'm a customer. I don't know if I'm going to be an ambassador or not, but there's a couple of other people that are doing it. I got home and another one of my boot campers posted on Facebook that they were down 10 pounds and had some sample packs. That's who I got a sample pack with. That's the person that's my sponsor. And it's Adria Youngblood. I'll tell you her name. Like I said, she's an emerald now. Adria and I signed up to be ambassadors the same day. Had she made the jump and signed up one day sooner, wow, I would be under her, but she was trying to decide. Wow. So if you got Pete, I know. So trust me, every time she's like, really? You could be mine, but I couldn't decide. So if you've got somebody that's debating if they want to do it, feel free to share that story, because they may have somebody ask about it that could end up being a diamond. And I was just the fitness instructor that said, seriously, girl, you're losing weight, or you're drinking that pink stuff. Wow. And so that's always a story I like to share. If she would have made a decision 12 hours earlier, I would be on her team instead of on Kimberly's team. So that is
crazy. Now, yeah. I have one more. I was going to be done with that one, but I was just going to ask one more question.
Fine.
As you talked about being a fitness instructor, did it bother you about the nutritional aspect of Plexus as coming from a fitness instructor, that you ignored it for so long? Like, was there an aversion to it?
Not really, but I would have people come up to me trying to get me to promote everything. Because there are other good products out there. But I will tell you this, I never had taken a probiotic in my life. I knew nothing about gut health. I had no clue I needed a probiotic, because as many of us know, doctors, they're a little better now. They didn't really tell us this. So even though I had been in the health and fitness industry and told people how to eat for 20 plus years, I have learned so much about gut health and more since I started with Plexus. It's really been very eye-opening to me, and I've been able to help my clients even more. But I will tell you, my few clients because I wasn't doing a lot of training at that time, that really got on it and stuck with it and stayed with it, all got to their goal weights and are still maintaining their goal weights.
Wow.
And these are people that have been at plateaus for a long time because their guts were not healthy and they had all kind of stuff going on in there. So it truly, truly makes a difference.
That's awesome. Well, this has been so great. I'm inspired now. I'm all excited.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Thank you.
So, well, that's awesome. So we'll probably see you maybe at convention, I'm thinking.
Absolutely. I have already, the day it came out, I booked everything.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to go. So I will see you hopefully. Yes, guys, get to convention. Start saving your money now, whatever you need to do. Life-changing, and I truly mean that. I've been to, this will be my 4th convention, which is absolutely insane. But let's say I started in October, and my first convention was either May, I think it was May at that point, right after that. And it was, I remember going to that convention, and I met Sonya Dudley, who was a diamond. And I told her that on the diamond trip. I said, just so you know, my first convention, I was so starstruck by you, and to get my picture made with you, and to think that now I'm where you are is still just like shocking to me, so don't ever, when you go there, picture yourself as a diamond, because it can happen. It really can. So
yes, it certainly can. I'm hoping it for all of these people on this board.
Absolutely. And you guys took the time tonight to stop what you're doing to get on here. So that tells me you guys are committed and you're going to make it happen. So
that's right. Awesome. Well, thank you so very much. I so appreciate you.
Oh, you are very welcome, and I'm happy to do it. I always love to help and talk to new faces. So
yes, if I can return the favor at any time, make sure you reach out.
I will. Absolutely.
Okay. You have a good night.
You too. Thanks, everyone. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.